Once they reached the dip in the hill, Maria spread the picnic rug across the springy bed of heather and unpacked the flapjacks and the flask of tea. As they ate, she saw Felix's gaze travel slowly across the vista of greens and golds and browns, absorbing every detail. She too looked up, trying to see the landscape through his eyes, dappled swathes of sun and shadow, gradually melding into a bluish, blurry heat haze on the horizon. "I love these gently rounded hills," he said. "They remind me of your body. Soft, voluptuous curves." He pushed her gently back on the rug, knelt astride her, moved his lips towards hers. The long, slow kiss was like a switch, turning on every cell and organ of her body. Yet she couldn't help but worry when he began unbuttoning her blouse. If some hiker should come here, they would be open to public view. However, the thought of making love outside had always seemed enticingly erotic, although she had never actually done it, except in fantasy. Nonetheless, as Felix slipped the blouse from her shoulders and began easing down her zip, she continued trying to restrain him. "We mustn't," she whispered, "not here." He kissed away her objection, then moving his mouth to her breast, flicked his tongue tips slowly back and forth against her nipple. The sensation was so exquisite, her resistance melted like butter in the sun. His sense of urgency excited her, the frantic way he fumbled off his clothes and pressed his naked body so closely against hers she could feel its bones, its warm and solid weight. However, she forced him to lie still a moment, wanting to savour the sheer sensuousness of being in the open air, the tingle of the breeze against her skin, the hardness of the ground beneath, tamed by the springy prickle of heather, the plaintive cry of plovers, and the faint peaty smell of earth. The untroubled sky arched vast above, and as she gazed up at the serenely languorous clouds, she felt part of something boundless. Felix, though, was noticeably impatient, refusing to lie quiescent. He began to thrust against her, and within minutes she was swept into his rhythm, a fierce, insistent rhythm that made her so much part of him she soon lost all sense of which was him and which was her. Her sole duty was surrender to that other, savage self, now inseparable from his. She could hear someone shouting. Not her, some other woman, brazen and unbiddable. "Go on, go on!" Then suddenly, explosively, back arched, eyes closed, nails clawing down his back, all the tumult she'd suppressed for over 30 years broke like a summer storm across the hills. He collapsed against her, panting, out of breath. "I love you," she said. The other woman said. Their sex was now imprinted on this landscape, and every time she came here, the ground would spark and thrill again,